Now, so if Yijing prediction does work, how does it really work? So for those first time learning about divination, prediction, all these things, you may be puzzled. Are you sure? Are you sure Yijing prediction works? And then if it works, how does it really work? So I give you a little bit background behind what is actually running behind the scene, so that when you use this tool, you have full confidence. Now let me give you an example. Let's say COVID-19 pandemic break out 2 years ago, and now it's still breaking out. Okay, let's imagine this. And then there is an Uncle Tan refusing to wear a mask outdoor. What might happen to him? So we are doing a prediction. We're doing a prediction here. The question is, what might happen to him? So what do you think? Type in your best prediction answer. Type in your best prediction answer. COVID-19 pandemic breakout, Uncle Tan refuses to wear a mask outdoor. Imagine 2020 or last year 2021. What might happen to him? Type in the chat box. So if say kena fine, ha. Okay. Yeah. Any more? Give me your best shot. Jia Xuan say drink coffee with police. Good. So Ian says sick. Good. So all these answers are possible outcome. Are so-called possible outcome. So Yijing prediction is able to give you this kind of possible outcomes. Now, why is it that you are able to give me this kind of possible outcomes? Why? So I'm actually drilling your mind a bit to say that why are you able to give me this kind of possible outcomes? Okay, so possible outcome, he may get infected, like Yan says sick, or Jia Xuan, other possibilities saying drink coffee with police, and then if say kena fines. Okay, so why are you able to give this kind of prediction answers? Think about it. I know it seems stupid question, okay, because it's so obvious. And why am I asking that? It's because sometimes the most obvious question and answer give you the most profound insights. Okay, most profound insights. Helen say from experience and some common sense. Okay, very good. Yan say experience, very good. Eve say we already know the outcome, very good. It's the same thing with Yijing prediction. Now, the thing about that, I think none of you mentioned, is that because there is a condition. There is a condition. What is the condition out there? What is the condition in this scenario? That is why, because based on this condition, you will tell me that drink coffee with police, kena fines, or get sick. What is the condition you base on? You get your point? Nobody mentioned about this condition thing. Okay, but once you know this, how this works, this is the thing that's running behind the scene. The condition is, Helen say government set the rules. Very good. Government set the rules. Okay, government set the rules. Number 2, and the rules say must wear mask. And then this is number 1 condition. And then number 2 condition is this one. Uncle Tan refuses to wear mask. You get my point? Uncle Tan refuses to. So there is 1 and 2 condition there that will go into the black box of Yijing prediction. You just draw a parallel in case of the question that you're asking, and between this case study and a real case study. Just draw a parallel. So if you throw these 2 conditions into the black box, and the black box will throw out 3 possible outcomes, which is kena fine, drink coffee with police, and get infected. You get my point? So therefore, that's why I mentioned your circle of competence in the subject matter. The circle of competence means how much do you know about COVID-19, about the government rules. The more you know, the easier it is for you to decipher the qua and then comes out with possible outcomes. It's the same thing with Yijing prediction. Okay, it's the same thing with Yijing prediction. If let's say today you are staying in Mars, you don't know about COVID on Earth, you don't know about government rule on Earth, and I throw you this question and you use Yijing prediction to cast what will happen to Uncle Tan, he will probably base on what he knew about Earth back then in Mars, okay, and give you a different set of possible outcomes. All right, so remember this, your circle of competence is very important in terms of the subject matter that you're casting a qua on. Okay, so remember this. Now, again, if I change the condition, okay, if I change the condition to say that, okay, he got infected, he got infected, and what happened if he refuses to see doctor and keeps going out unmasked? Now, the condition has changed. What do you think will happen? Type in the chat box. What do you think will happen? So if say, so master, is it we must have some set of answers already in our heart before we cast qua? No need. No need. You don't have preset answers. You don't want to have preset answers. Okay? But what I want to know is that you know what are the conditions that you throw into the black box. And then based on the condition, if you allow to play full out, what could happen? Okay? If you allow the condition to play full out, what could happen? That is all. Then after that, you open up to possibilities. That is where you can get a lot of answers from the prediction qua, because you know how the condition will play out. Okay? All right. So Helen said maybe a super spreader. That's right. So you see, when we add a certain condition or we change a certain condition, outcome can change. Okay? Outcome can change. Same for real life situation in terms of a prediction qua. Let's say, for example, you are casting a qua on a certain project that you're going to embark on. You can cast a qua and the qua say, very good, very smooth, very auspicious. Go ahead, go and take on the project. So you take on the project. So as you run the project, certain things may change. Certain conditions may change. Maybe because of COVID, certain budget has been cut. Now, all these are important conditions. Okay, all these are important conditions, and therefore once the condition is changed, it is best to cast a new qua to see what is the possible outcome based on the change conditions. You get my point? So you can cast again and again and again each time when there is a change in the major condition. Get my point? Okay. So in short, Yijing prediction, what is running behind the scene is basically a black box that link up conditions and outcomes. Okay, imagine Yijing prediction, the algorithm is a black box, and it receives in the conditions as the input, and based on the input and the algorithm, it will throw out what are the possible outcomes. This is what we're going to do. So what it throw out is in terms of the prediction qua, which you will learn in this program here. So based on what is being thrown out in terms of the prediction qua, that is where we do all the picking up of information, all the critical information, and then make sense out of it. So that is why Module 4 is so important, because Module 4 will help you interpret those information based on the qua. Okay, so let me repeat this again. So behind the scene, what is actually running is there's a black box that connects the condition and the outcome. Okay, so everything has a due process. Remember this, Yijing says everything has a due process with the given sets of conditions. So like for example, condition like there's a COVID running, there is someone not wearing the mask, and then there's a government rule to say that you must wear a mask outdoor. So all these are conditions. So if you let these three conditions play full out, that means go through the due process, what could likely happen? You get my point? Okay. So therefore, when you make a choice to allow the condition to play full out, you get the outcome. Okay, you get the outcome. Now, since the ancient time, such due process and outcome can be observed by trained eyes. You will become the trained eyes. Okay, and most of you have already become the trained eyes. Yeah, for those who come back for refresher, you have already trained yourself to be the trained eyes. Just by looking at the choice you make. So people call this prediction, some call it divination, whatever it is, up to you to call it. So what it can do for you is that give you a preview of the most possible outcomes from the choice you are about to make.